My name is Ethan, and I'm a recovering violinist. We talk about music as a form of artistic expression. It's a creative impulse, an emotional release. But the way that we teach music to children is actually quite rigid. I began my classical violin lessons when I was 6 years old, and my experience was typical. I was taught to recognize notes that were written on a page and play them accurately on my instrument. Ultimately, the goal was not to create my own music, but to reproduce music that had been conceived by someone else. It was a decade before I started to make my own music. When we do teach kids to improvise, it's almost always through jazz, and that was my introduction to improvising as well. Now, jazz instruction is available if you play the trumpet or the piano, but as a violinist, it was almost impossible to find a jazz teacher. I ended up taking lessons from a bassist who had played classical violin when he was in high school. And I learned a lot from him, but what I found is that jazz is also extremely regimented. You're presented with a pre-existing harmonic structure and taught to navigate it. So as a student, you're not so much drawing as you are coloring inside the lines. What I do now is at the complete opposite end of the spectrum. After years of playing in different bands and learning different styles, trying to find something that felt right for me, I now play completely improvised music. Basically, I make it all up as I go along. But that doesn't mean that what I play springs into existence without a foundation. Every piece of music that I've ever learned, every album I've listened to, every other musician I've played with is a part of my improvisation. If I can achieve the right kind of clarity and focus, a big if, the pieces of my musical biography start to surface as they're needed and merge into an organic and evolving whole as I play. More than anything else I do, improvised music reflects who I am, where I've been, and what I know. I'm not saying this to bash classical music or jazz. I still love both, and I still play both when I have the chance. Nor am I saying that we should do away with music literacy. And it's still important to know what a quarter note is. But wouldn't it be nice to teach children that sometimes it's okay to make it up as you go along? Wouldn't it be nice to allow young musicians to take what they've learned and use it as a springboard for the authentic expression of self? Now I'm going to play a bit for you so you can hear what my self sounds like. And I'm going to have a friend come and help me. Please welcome John Polit on the clarinet. So what we're about to do is completely unplanned and unrehearsed. We have never played it before, and we couldn't repeat it if we wanted to.